Perfect. I'm Tessa Smith with Mama's Geeky. Thank you so much, Luke, for taking the time.
Hey Tessa, how are you? Thanks for having
I'm good.
me.
How are you?
Good, good, good. Just chipping away, chipping away at
Yeah. Well, I
life.
gotta
Yeah.
say, so this movie was a lot of fun. I liked a lot of the action sequences. I love a good action movie. But what was it for you that drew you to want to be a part of it?
I know, it's a throwback. It's a movie that I grew up with. It's taken. It's Rambo. There's bits and pieces of every great action character mixed in there. There's a depth to this guy. He's a little bit broken. He's driven by the love for his country, the love for his family, a little bit of out of place in the world. There's an element of one man against the system in this film. He's incredibly competent at what he does at dispatching justice. um, and Morgan Freeman, you add all those things together, and it's a no brainer for me, right?
Yeah. What was it like working with Morgan Freeman?
It's so good. It's so good. He's great. He's getting on, but he's just a force to be reckoned with. And I had to kick myself a few times and go, come on, do this, keep up. You're in the scene too. Um, and also to to focus and not be such a fanboy geek in between scenes. And I want to know everything about Seven and about Shawshank, and I had to check myself a few times.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, he's a legend, you know?
But he was very good, very, 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 very gracious, and very giving. And I wish I could have spent the whole 2 weeks with him, but I only had him for a short amount of time.
Mm. Do you think you learned anything from him? I mean, you're a seasoned actor as well. You've done a lot of great stuff, but do you think there was anything to learn from him?
I hope so. I mean, I try to learn something from everyone. I feel like I like to be a sponge, and I've been very lucky to stand next to some amazing actors, Hopkins and Ed Harris and Jeffrey Wright, and all of these people. And so I like to cherry pick little bits and pieces, and I'm constantly going, oh, what's he doing? Oh, I don't doubt for 1 second that it's helped me as an actor. You get better by watching better actors for sure. And I count it as a great blessing to have been able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some great stunt stuff in this. Like there's some awesome action sequences. Did you do all your own stunts?
I did. I did. I know, it's crazy. I had a background in boxing, kickboxing. I physically it was definitely challenging. I broke my ankle about 6 weeks out from shooting, quite badly, and had to have surgery.
Oh,
And
no.
so the lead up to it was a little bit frustrating because I did get the time with the stunt team that I would have really liked. And so we're sort of doing stuff on the fly, but it all works. It all works, incredibly well. And I take my hat off to the stunt team, because they're from Thailand. They grew up with Muay Thai, and everything they do looks amazing. So I just have to stand next to them, and I look semi good at what I do. They're the ones who are making me look good.
I think you did. You looked great. I mean, like I said, I love a good action sequence, and there's some really great action stuff in here for sure. But what would you say to someone to get them to check out Gunner?
Oh, what would I say? What would I say? If you like the action films of old, check out Gunner, because it's a blast from the past.
Oh, there you go. I like it. That's good. And then real quick,
Put me on the spot.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, come up with a tagline right now. Go. No.
I know.
Yeah.
I should have one. I really should.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's don't cross Gunner.
There you
Is that it?
go.
I don't know.
That's a good one. I like it. Well, thanks for your time, Luke. I appreciate it. Geeky. Thank you so much, Dimitri, for taking the time today.
Thank you, Tessa. Nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you. So I got to know, because you co-wrote this. So where was this inspiration? Where did this come from?
Well, actually, it was a Gary Scott Thompson script.
Okay.
And I wrote it as we went to try to adapt it to the screen. And Gary Scott wrote the Fast and Furious franchise. He's a wonderful, very talented writer, pardon me. And so this started about 2.5 years ago. And I originally saw this character in his writing, which was a family man.
Mm-hmm.
And he was trying to reconnect with his family and trying to bond with his children. And I thought that was a wonderful character. That was a wonderful character that he had.
Yeah. And Luke is so good. Can you talk about bringing him on?
Yeah, I've been following his career for years, and I've always wanted to find something to do with him. And I offered the project to him. And luckily, he responded to the script just like I did. And so we got together, started talking about it, and here we are.
Awesome. And there's so many great, I think it's so fun, especially maybe 20, 30 minutes in, you start to really get the action, and there's some great action sequences in this. Can you talk about filming those?
Well, I've got a stunt team that I've worked with for years out of Thailand, and they are Muay Thai-based martial artists. And so I first met them and started working with them when I rebooted the Kickboxer franchise back in the day. And so these guys are extremely adept and creative, okay? So they come up with some really cinematic, creative action sequences. And so we work those and we prepare them and we rehearse them for several months. And then they'll cut them together. They'll be rehearsing them in Thailand, send them to me. And I take a look at what they do. And then we start to refine them a little bit and change them. And so by the time we hit the set, we already know what the dance is going to be.
Yeah. And when you how long did you have to film? Probably not long, right?
We shot the film over the course of about a month.
Yeah, right. So it's a good thing you're prepared to have those stunts worked out.
You have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be. I don't understand filmmakers that aren't. I mean, I'm too stressed out. I'm too nervous. I can't hit the set and go, hey, what are we going to do today? No.
So you get it all planned out way ahead of time. Huh?
Oh yeah.
What do you think was your biggest challenge? I mean, a month is not that long to film something like this.
Think?
You're I know, I was there.
So, look, I have what's called Marine training, in a sense that I did television action for years.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I do is I break a script down. I try to give the actors, especially wonderful actors like this, the time to be able to develop those characters. I don't want to take away from those sequences. And then I try to figure out how best to approach the action sequences. And so what you'll see a lot of moving camera that is going for quite a while before we cut. And so I try to get everything staged in 1 or 2 camera moves and cover a lot that way, because I have no choice. But consequently, you end up with some wonderful hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, absolutely. There's some great stuff in here for sure. So what would you say to someone to get them to watch Gunner if they're looking for something cool to watch? What would you tell them?
I would say that, number one, if you want to see a character who has his own code, who has his own moral code, and who's willing to do whatever it takes to fight for his family as a special forces guy, I think you're really going to enjoy Gunner. So you should watch it. And you should watch it anyway. What the hell? You got nothing else to do. I mean, really focus on this film. It's going to be great.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
I appreciate it, Tessa. Thank you.
Thank you. So great to talk with you.